Hello, hello. Welcome to the Greatest Love of All podcast. Today, you are joining us to have a really fun interaction. Well, fun. I'm not sure whether fun is the right word, but fun interaction with ChatGPT. Today, we are testing artificial intelligence and human intelligence. My name is Isabella, and I'm joined by my co host, Ingvar. Hello.
Hello again?
Well, welcome back. We kind of had, well, you, Ingvar, had this idea. You said to me a few weeks ago, you were like, "Do you know what? I was just kind of going through some memes, and I had this thing where somebody asked ChatGPT, 'What would you do if you were a devil?' And I was like, 'Whoa, this is so cool! Let's just, test this and just see whether we can have some fun results, right?'"
Right.
But you had the principle behind this actually, and the reasoning behind this was, let's highlight how important it is to do all that inner work we've been talking about. If you are new to this channel, I really recommend you to have a look at our other videos. We talk about the importance of personal growth and spiritual growth within you, and I guess this episode is kind of to highlight why it's important, right?
So I think it is important to work on yourself because you will know yourself if you are working on yourself. But mostly people are believing in some outer sources than instead of inner source. So they have idols. They believe in idols. They don't believe in themselves, or maybe they believe in themselves, but this believeness, it's I think it's not enough. And
People
but if
doubt
you
themselves. I think that doubt is something that creeps in because we start off with good intentions and then doubt creeps in, right? And that's
yes,
where, as you say, the idol worshipping kind of comes in, and you are like,
right,
right?
yes, and of course then when you have the picture of the idol, and this picture you are it's appearing on the front of you, and you want to be this picture, right? So how much, and you realize that I have a road from me to this picture, and what I have to do to get this, what is in my picture. So, and of course, what they are starting to go forward, but they are forgetting about themselves. So there is energy, it's flowing there into the picture, but they are forgetting that they should be more focused on this what they are feeling inside, because they can lose their feelings because they were not be a focus on it. Only they can think, okay, because someone will tell, oh, it's good to be this person. It's good to be as this person. Yes, because he is my idol. So, and you are forgetting about yourself. So, and you will try so much, and maybe someone will lose the money to be the person who wants to be, but he is forgetting about him really. He's not accepting himself. So he's not loving himself. But we came here in a purpose. So we came here ready to uh, with I think because we were as a soul, we were chosen experience which we exactly need to experience ourselves. So, and we are forgetting about this because you think, oh, you have a new phone, you have a new car, and this will change you. Of course, it is helpful, but this is a tool which you can use in your life, but you are forgetting about what or who you are really. So, and so when you are working on inner strength, so then you will be more uh, mm, confident. And when you are confident, so but maybe what means to be confident, in my opinion, to be confident, it is to know yourself. You are confident because you know yourself who you really are. So, and if someone will come to you and ask you, for example, or tell you that you are a bad person, or for example, or you are stupid or something like this, because mostly it's happened like that. So, but when you know yourself, you know your good size and bad size, right? But you know what you are able to do or you are not able to do. But also it is that maybe you don't know yet that you are able to do because you didn't get this yet. I mean, didn't know this yet. So, but something is telling you here that you are able. And when you try to do this and figure out how to do it, how to do, so then at least you will get that you will manage to do something. Yes, and you know by this process you get to know yourself. So I mean that if you know yourself, when you have your attention here on your heart, so because the heart is telling you, it's telling you by the feeling what or who you exactly are. So when you are lay on this. So you have your attention here. So you are more confident. You are confident because you are confident of this feeling what you have inside. Because uh, this feeling it start to be stronger and stronger because you want to listen or you want to feel it this feeling inside. So when you are starting to listen or starting to feel it, so then your confidence is growing because uh, if someone will tell you and want to, you know, uh, tell you that you are not able or you are stupid or something like this, so you feel at once because you are connected with this feeling that is not true. And this is his information. That is not your information. So when you follow in this information, so you just leave this person. And with the law, similar brings the similar. So you will go to the another direction when you can meet a person, a people who are similar to you. So, and of course, in a better environment.
I think that's important. Um, so what I thought we would do, because obviously, everything you say completely makes sense and actually just comes back to that one question as to why is it important to do the work on yourself. But how about we go through what ChatGPT gave us and each outline each step, and let's go through each step one at a time, and then you will kind of see why it might be important. Now, I think it's very important to tell our viewer that neither Ingvar or I, we aren't very religious. We've chosen devil just because it's a symbol of um, the evil in the world. It's recognized between faiths, cultures, and beliefs. So it's not been chosen for any other reason than that. So my exact question to ChatGPT was literally just what I said. Hypothetical question: if you were a devil and wanted to destroy humanity, how would you do this step by step? Which ChatGPT got back to us with 7 steps. By the way, seventh is the best. So hold on with us, hold tight, because you will be like, wow, okay. So AI got back and said, step one, undermine truth. Goal is to blur the line between fact and fiction. And how? Well, I would flood the world with conflicting information, promote conspiracy theories, erode trust in science, journalism, and institutions. Why? Because when people don't know what's real, they stop making good decisions and start turning on each other. And this literally bang on slaps on what you've just said. And that is, if you know yourself, you can look within and know, is this true? Is this right for me? Or is this not, right?
Yes, this is exactly about this. So you have something inside you that you can rely on. So you have, when you trust yourself, of course, then this can be uh, a grant for you, that because then you will stand on this, and everything what will be saying around you, if it's not connected with this, if it's not resonating with this, so it will be false.
That's it. And it's like, we don't need to look far. How much misinformation have we been given over the last few years alone, right? Like this already exists. So to me, step number one is definitely not something that we have to hypothesize about. It's already there, right? Like the line between what's real and what's not real is blurred constantly. And actually, as humans, I think we constantly have to stop and think, hang on, it's like, I'm being told this. Is this right? How does that feel? Like, and most people don't give any consideration to how they feel about what they are told, right? We just go with it. Because why would you doubt BBC, for example, Such a reputable place, right? It's like, why would I doubt it? I'm just going to go with what I'm told, right?
Right. So,
So, yeah.
of course, maybe I told you that that it will be false what is not resonating, but maybe it is also that can be not your path, because everyone have his own pathway. So if he is not walking his pathway, but he wants to walk another person pathway, and so uh, he will not resonate with himself,
Mm.
and life will bring him back on his pathway, and this will be adjustment. Sometimes it will not be a pleasure adjustment, but because if you won't listen, then it can be unpleasant. But if you are listening, I mean this inner voice, inner feeling, so you will understand that you have to go back on your pathway. And then when you are on your pathway, so then you have this sense of feeling what is right, what is wrong. I mean that this resonating, when you do something or you will say something, and you will at once feel that you say something and, oh, I said something that it wasn't right. that was not resonate with me exactly. So I go back and I try to repeat, but in another way, which will be more resonated with me. This what I'm actually feels in my heart. So when you go and you are following this, what you are feeling in your heart, so that means at once you are on your own pathway. So 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 you see, this is how important it is to to go your pathway and to not listen so much to another people or information, because it can be misinformation, so and can uh, turn us on the another direction. So and now when we have this uh, social experiments, this uh, architecture of society, so there are very clever people who wants us that we go on the another way, that we not be on our own pathway. So uh, this is not the conspiracy theory. So this is a real, this is life. So we can we can
Go to step
continue.
two. So, okay, so first, as I said, step one was to undermine the truth, which we see evidence of all around. Step two was to weaponize division. So goal was to turn people against one another, to amplify tribalism, race, religion, gender, class through social media algorithms and cultural messaging. Why? Because a divided species is easier to manipulate and destroy from within, and unity is humanity's defense. Take that away. This was powerful for me. Unity is humanity's defense. You see, and I think it's really not far to look for anywhere, and it doesn't matter whether you are watching this, in the Western world, Eastern world, or anywhere in between. It doesn't take far to see that we are continually encouraged to divide because, okay, I'm white, you might be person of color, we are different, we shouldn't be the same. Because you are Christian, maybe I am Muslim, we're different, we shouldn't look at each other's in the same way. Maybe I'm a female, you're a male, definitely we shouldn't talk to one another. You see, it's like there is continuous encouragement to make us kind of narrow us down to a specific group and make everybody else almost irrelevant. That shouldn't be the case. We should look at one another as part of the same creation, right? So surely there should be encouragement for respecting each other's values, respecting our differences, and celebrating them.
Yes, so we could watch this in TV news every day. So, so you see, it is maybe smart to take a step back from this and think or feel how is about you. But when you feel emotion, it is not about the emotions. So, because the emotions, they are not saying the truth. They are emotions. So you have to go more deeper when you dive in your heart. So you will find the peace and you will find the truth. So, and you will see that the emotion, this is the energy, this is the information that exactly it is a kind of a tool or wearing which our souls wear that to use in our life. But to use this tool in correct way, so you have to go little back and try to teach yourself, uh, I think, once again, because we were taught how to use emotions, right? But we were taught by our parents, our family. So, but this is the right pattern? I don't think so. So we have to teach ourselves again how to use it to control your emotions. Because when you are watching news in TV, so you then easy to get this emotion. You get angry, or
Oh yeah,
you
they are
will.
masters of that. Like TV hosts, TV creators, like, it is all about evoking emotion. I mean, even YouTube creators do this now as well. The goal is to capture somebody emotion within the first 30 seconds of video. I mean, I attend a lot of various different events for creators. Everybody will tell you you've got to evoke emotion within 30 seconds of the first things you say. So, this is a known tactic. It's like people want to use your emotions to their own good. And you need to kind of be like, hold on, hold on, hold on. Am I using this right? Right? That's, simple as that. But yeah, this, division, like, it's so true. It rings true in so many different ways. It really doesn't take much now to look at that. One experience that I wanted to throw on that one from me, I attended a blind museum once, all right? And what it teaches you to do. So in this museum, you walk into the room in complete darkness and you are introduced to the host who's there with you in complete darkness. And the idea was you use your hands and kind of all other aspects of you being able to feel the room without sight. But what it created specifically towards the host, right? Because we couldn't see him, we could hear him, we could feel him. Because you can't see, all of a sudden you automatically actually go within because you're like, do I feel safe in this person's presence? How do I feel? Right? You go in. And this was interesting. And I think it has ability, once you close your eyes, instead of trying to get messages to your brain, because that's what your eyes do, they will send a message to your brain. And it's something we talked about in the previous episode where you talked about the screens, like we have pre-made screens that we will default to. You can't do that anymore because you are not using the same tool. You have to go within to do that. So when we eventually walked out, finished the tour inside in a complete darkness, we met our host. And sure enough, seeing him brought a lot of other things all of a sudden that we didn't have before. It was preconception of like, oh, he clearly is visually impaired, but maybe he has some other disability too. And you start judging. You see that judgment comes in. So it's it's just an interesting experiment, I felt, that might help with that step. So
Right? So you see, that's why I'm often closing my eyes to get the information, because then you can be more in, and you can rely on this feeling what is inside. So so that was what you were just
yes.
what you
So
told
step
us.
3.
That's what.
Step 3. So our theoretical ChatGPT devil would encourage addiction and distraction. The goal was to keep minds dull and unfocused, design entertainment and tech for maximum dopamine addiction. TikTok, hello, scrolling, streaming, doom scrolling, make self distraction easy and pleasurable. Why? As long as they are entertained, they won't notice the walls closing in. And this really got to me. I've got kids who really, my daughter is 13 years old, and like she's been really pushing on getting Instagram, and I caught her recently doom scrolling, and I'm like, you do not do that. And it's like, that's a thing. We doom scroll. This is scary. And our brains go into mush.
So you know that TikTok and YouTube are actually tools. So and the same knife is a tool. So you can share with the knife, for example, a bread or something. Yes, you can prepare a dinner, and you can uh, yeah,
Kill someone.
someone can use as a weapon. Yes, and it can be used to kill someone. So you see, this is a tool. So how we use this tool, this is important. So we can, because this is use a good side of this tool, because we are aware what we can do with this tool. When we are aware, so we can choose the information what we want to look at. Yes, so the same. That's why we have a channel on the YouTube, right?
Uh,
So
That's it,
because we
right?
are using this tool,
We are
but
the
in a
bread.
proper
We are
way
we are
for
not
us.
we're cutting bread. We are not making any other thing, right?
Yes, we are preparing a good dinner.
That's it. I like that. We're preparing good dinner. We're definitely
Yes,
not a tool to,
yes,
take life away, but it's it's true, it's a tool. And actually, again, I want to refer back to some of the episodes we talked about in the past, where we encouraged you to really closely decide where your attention goes. And I will link into that video in this episode, so you can listen to the full episode for it. But it is about deciding where you send your attention to. And certainly doom scrolling is one of those things that does not contribute positively to society. It doesn't positively add to your quality of life. It doesn't improve it. In fact, it will make you more irritable. The science behind this says that you will have it will have a detrimental effect on your real life relations with other people. It's the science is there. It's not something that is easy to find, but it's there. So make the right choice for you, right? And that part of knowing yourself will allow you to do that. So,
right.
step 4, you ready for that one? Again, I don't feel we are far off from that one. Step 4 is corrupt leaders. Goal was to put greed and power above all. To elevate sociopath, dismantle ethics, turn politics and business into game of personal gain. And why leaders set the tone. If they are corrupt, the rest follows. I mean, really, doesn't take far to look at that, does it? Or imagine being the truth.
So it is about this that I was telling also. I don't remember it was that I was telling on our YouTube channel, but this is also related to the attention. This what were just you were saying,
Okay.
that be aware where your attention go. So when you're, for example, if someone of the politician want to be chosen by the people, he is when the votes are so then he have a banner and
Yeah. A
he's have a
billboard. Yeah. A
billboard. Yes.
billboard with their name, ads on TV.
Yes.
You will see them
Be-
everywhere.
yes, this is an advertisement of him, right? So we can see him easily, and he's of course saying what he want to say to us to convince us to him, and then if we believe him or believe in him, that he will be representing us. So you see that you have to believe that this person will represent us. So it is about the believing also, about the faith, right? So you are believing in this person, that's why he can be able to be a politician, chosen politician, right? Because if he will be standing on the street and saying something and no one will believe in him, so he will not be chosen, right? So you see, so if we believe in someone, we are giving the energy to this person or someone or something. Of course, it can be not the person, it can be an
Poli-
event or something.
Could be
So
a
we
political
are
party, right?
giving,
That with
we,
ideologies.
we are empowering the person or event or yes, what else? So so on our side is the power. We enter the power. We and uh, many people who are doing will enter the power and powering this person. So he will be chosen then. Yes? So, so if we are aware of this, what we are able to do it with our energy, with our, uh, I mean that I want to say that we are exactly a very powerful beings, but mostly we are not aware of this. So, what kind of energy we have, what we can do with this energy? It is like, for example, you have a huge amount in a bank, but you don't know this that you are a rich person and someone is using you, using your money to realize his goals. So he's using our money to realize his goals. So when we know that we can use our money to realize our goals, to create our goals, to create our life. So, what we can do with this information.
Create. All of a
Yes.
sudden,
So
create.
you see, so that's why when we think about this, so I think it is so huge that normally in life we are not thinking like this because we are occupied with our jobs, duties, children. Yes, we people are afraid of the future and something like that. So they are in different dimension. So you have to go back to yourself and start to work on yourself, and then will appear a state.
Yeah.
And when you are follow in the state, so because the state come from your soul, come from your heart, so and then you will create your environment, safety environment, your uh, world, and your life. And as I said, the life is the same what you are. That means you are the life and you are the soul. So you have to understand this, that you are start to feel and know that your life is actually your friend because it is you. It is you. You are meeting you in your life because you are a creator. But mostly people are not aware of this and they are afraid of their life. They are fighting with their life. They are very tired of the life, but they are tired of themselves. They are tired, or they are fighting with themselves. So to do not fight with yourself and to understand yourself, how huge you are.
How powerful your intent, how powerful your attention, and um the because obviously we are at the topic of leaders. Leaders know that power, that's why they seek your attention, right? And actually, I think a great example of this is communism, where communist
Yes.
leaders will have their pictures everywhere, right? You go to school, to any public institution, there will be a picture of the leader of the Communist Party, right? And it's like you're constantly reminded to pay attention to the leader and to what he says and how they say it. I recently visited Vietnam, and this was my first experience of like real life communist place on earth, right? Like functioning communist on place on earth. And
But
what
I
was really,
remember this
yeah, and well,
from
you
my
remember this because it
experience.
was in Poland, right?
You're
So
right.
yeah. Whereas I don't, I've not grown up in that. So yeah,
Yes,
communist
because
felt,
you are younger than me. So I remember from my experience
yeah,
how it was. Yes. So, but
yeah.
but I'm
No,
let
so
you
I was just
start.
going to say that, not only you had the pictures of the leaders, every shop you walked in Vietnam, shops, shopping malls, any public spaces, any like shrines, etc., everywhere, picture of the leader. But not only that, throughout the whole of we went to see Hanoi, and throughout the whole of the city, they had like integrated speaker system.
Mhm,
And every time in the morning at 9 a.m., you would have a public announcement. And the public announcement, because we were like, I wonder what they say, like, can't understand a word. So we recorded it in and then got into the translate tab, and it was, we just wanted to share with, our great leader wanted to share with the population that he's done so amazing things in the city of Hanoi, and the last thing we've done, it was something about, bikes not getting onto the pavements, and whatever else, like there was like minuscule little things, but it was all said as in, like, the great leader, and it's all thanks to him, and we should be really grateful. And it was like a constant banging on reminder that that's where your attention and your energy should go to the great leader. So there you
yes.
go.
So important is that then you have no will because someone it's arrange your will because they are spreading the information about around you and that you are in this bubble and then you are covered with this bubble, this information bubble, and you go all the time when wherever you go, so this information is with you because it's influenced you. Yes, so you are, so you see, so you should be over this, and you need to something that will be instead of this information, to compare. Okay, I've got this information from outside, but what I feel here about this, and then your heart will tell you, right? So,
Well, absolutely. I was always thinking that, when that was happening, I was just like, I'm just going to imagine a picture of my family on that wall instead,
mhm,
so that I can, send good energy to people I love, right? It's like,
mhm,
but it's not, we don't have to be in a communist environment to have the same thing. We have social media, we have traditional media platforms, TV, YouTube. We are constantly seeing various leaders, right? And therefore we subconsciously keep sending. So I think that it all starts with you recognizing where you choose to send your energy, and that recognition then will lead you to a better place to send it to, I think.
Yes, but also last years we can also see that is the modern communism on the West, right?
Wow, that's a
So
socialism. We are
yes,
entering the socialist.
so you
Yeah,
see
true.
some forces are arranged this also for us, but maybe more developed, they will say. Uh, so we have to be also aware of this.
Yeah, I agree.
So
I agree. Step number 5, and that's a big one too. Erode empathy. Goal is to kill compassion and connection. Normalize cruelty, desensitize people to suffering, promote selfishness as virtue, and why empathy is glue of civilization. Without it, it collapses. And actually, you know, looking back, the last moment when this happened was during the Second World War. The world has lost empathy completely, right? Because humans were capable of doing absolutely horrendous acts. And what I've noticed recently, I don't know whether you will have similar experiencing, but I've noticed that recently, especially on the news, but other platforms like X, which they say, oh, freedom of information and all, um, you can see a lot more brutal things on there, and I don't agree with that, because it's like all of a sudden, all those memes were like, oh look, and it's like a man who attacks a woman or this or that. It's like algorithm throws that in, and we are being desensitized step by step to all of those things. And this is really important to step back from and just remember, look, a lot of horrific things happened because humans were robbed of empathy. And you don't have to be robbed of empathy. Choose where you pay your attention, right?
yes, so I I also will go back to the heart. So when you are sitting here, so you have understanding, because you will understand more, I think, because this is came from experience, of course, because I remember that uh, I remember my beginning of this discovering my heart, because then I start to feel different. I remember. So when my heart was open, was awakened, so I start to feel different. My thoughts were different, and after I discovered that I feel something different, I mean, this good way, that is something. This feeling, it was telling me that the situation, what was I was maybe afraid of, it is not like that I am thinking of. It is, I can feel as safe, for example. So when you, and of course, after a while, when people were asking me, or I just went on some event, for example, and then I was talking with the people there, different people, and I felt something about them, of course, and I was telling them, and they were asking me, how you know this? This is true. How you know that? Because my heart know that. And I was actually telling what I was feeling in the heart. So this is the empathy. So you feel what the person is feeling, because your heart is telling you, and what kind of state have at this person, because this is in the field, and your heart recognize the field, recognize the information, and can translate to us here what what is meaning of this field. So when you, because sometimes, of course, we are telling about the empathy. So sometimes you will, for example, you see some information, and this information, for example, in news, it was showing us in some specific purpose and telling us something, and then maybe you will believe that at once, and oh, there are few people or something. Yes, but if you, what you feel inside in your heart, then it can be that you will feel differently. So maybe you will discover that this, what they are showing, is a manipulation, because they want us that we will feel the empathy, and then they will manipulate us that we will do what they want from us. So, but when you feel in your heart, you should be involved in the situation, or you should not be involved. You should stand back, and this is not your business. For example, you will feel this is not your business. So, I mean, the answer is a bit complicated. It is not so, so easy to discover at once, but because there behind this, it can be different purpose. So the information can be equal, that they are showing us that this bad information is just really bad, or maybe it is something behind this. So when you feel that, when you go there, so, and of course you will not follow the emotions, right? Because the emotion will cover your heart, for example. So then you are not observer. You are involved, already involved in the situation. So you have to step back and go to your heart and ask again, and maybe again. Then you will get the information. What you should do to, what is your empathy is telling you with this awareness. I mean, the heart awareness. I mean, intelligent answer, to get the intelligent answer for you, what can be useful on your own pathway. So you see, this is the answer. It's not used to be so easy always.
But, if just pay attention to that,
Right.
right? Don't let other people dictate how you should feel about something. You decide,
And
I think.
of course, and maybe you say pay attention.
Mm.
What, this is the very interesting word. Pay attention. You see, a pay. You are paying. So if your attention is the money, so you see, so you are paying a money. So someone who you are paying to, it's becoming a rich,
They
right?
become rich through the attention you decide to pay them.
Yes. So you see, I discovered that in English it's very, you know, I think even in Polish, I think it's, I find out that in English it's very, very simple,
Yes.
uh, but maybe English people are not aware of this, because they are
I know,
saying,
because
just
when you
saying.
just, yeah, when you pay attention to the exact words, you all of a sudden are like, hold on a second, pay attention? or yeah, it just there are a lot of little things like that. We've picked them up in previous episodes as well, so again, it's a good encouragement to just hit that subscribe button right now. So um but step number 6, and that's a sad one too, but we're getting to the 7 one. Step 7 is the darkest and rings a lot of bells, but step 6: kill the environment silently. The goal is to create irreversible damage while people look the other way. How delay climate action, discredit environmental science, and push overconsumption. Why? Because no species survives when its home dies. So, and that's an interesting one. There is definitely, there is a massive environmental push on many different ways, right? Like, the climate change. I feel happens. Like, we have a global warming, but I just don't know who to believe, right? Because there are so many conflicting messages, but there is certainly a wave of people who are like, oh, this is all just nonsense. There is enough of everything for
There
everybody.
are different agendas. So, they have interest in this to spread that information. So,
Mm.
yes, but please
But
proceed.
anyway, okay, step number 7. And I'm really scared of that one because I feel like this is really happening. Like, especially the last 2 years have been really instrumental to that. But step 7: let AI do the rest. Goal is to outsource control. How? Convince humans to let machines run everything: finance, war, health, governance. And why? Because once AI's values don't align with human survival, it's game over, right? That was like, wow. And we are knowingly walking into the space where we are giving AI all the power to make decisions for us in every single aspect of life. And that for good or bad? What's your take on that, Ingvar?
I think it is about convincing us that we are stupid, actually.
Really?
That more intelligent is the AI. But you see, just AI, intelligent, artificial intelligence, they are telling us. That's the really intelligent, or this is a program?
Do you know what the word intelligence means? Do you know the origins of the word? So the word intelligence comes from, I think it was the ancient Greek,
Yeah.
if I am not mistaken. And that literally translates to knowing how to find the information between the lines, of how to find the things that are not obvious, right? So then
Mhm.
all of a sudden, when we think about it, artificial intelligence doesn't sound so cool anymore, right? Because it's kind of like it's artificial way of finding the truth, right?
Mhm.
So, how can we put that artificial way over our human intelligence? Like, how can we weigh one against another? To me, it's kind of completely useless because everything that artificial intelligence is has come initially from human intelligence, right? And I guess it is able to then connect further dots. But so can we.
I think this is very interesting tema about this artificial intelligence, about the programs the programs will tell us what we should do. Uh, and this is a tool. It is the same as a GPS. Yes, we are before GPS. We are using maps to get the destination. So, and now we are using the GPS, and often it is that the GPS uh, lead us to some different roads what we don't know, and even someone will people are they were lead to the lakes or some forest, and then
Yeah, I know.
they
When it
they
takes you like for real back roads and you are like,
yes,
what the heck has just
yes.
happened, right? Yeah.
So
Like, and you were like, I
so
would never go this way.
and in this situation, then you are thinking, oh my God, should use a map?
I
Yes,
should just go the way I
because you
know.
are losing your uh, trust to this, GPS. Yes, so I think it is the same with AI. So, and I tell you that few days ago I was asking AI, and of course AI told me I asked about some specific questions, and AI told me that I'm not able to answer because I am just a program. So you see, didn't get the right answer. I didn't the answer at all. I did something what is related, but not what I answer. And I told the AI, but that wasn't my question. My question was this, and this.
Yeah.
And the AI told me, I'm sorry, I'm not able to answer on your question. I'm only a program. So you see, so and then you see that the AI, it is, of course, uh, the scientists will tell that. Of course, we have some another more developed AI programs, so maybe you should ask this more developed, right? So of course, but we shouldn't forget that we have here the super intelligent. So I think if we will trust someone else and we don't know the purpose, right? Maybe we have another goals, and this super intelligent, I mean, AI have another goals too. So, and maybe we'll be tricked that, okay, this will lead us in this direction and we will trust, of course. Oh, then after a while, maybe you will discover that you are not going in this direction what you want to go.
That's a very valid point. And I certainly don't want to be a hypocrite. I use AI in my work, and it has greatly boosted my productivity, right? But I still retain my own control over actually, the ultimate final output. I don't let it take what I do and replace me, right? I just let it aid me in my work. Um, but it's a certainly scary one. So the seventh step is not the final one. The final step is watch humanity destroy itself. Sit back, don't lift a claw, just let the rot spread, and humanity will do the work for you. So kind of like, you know, if you let it do whatever, it will just sort of roll into that. But I felt that was interesting and somehow really scary because we can relate already to a lot of that information, right? Like we can feel like a lot of this is happening and you know
Yes, but I will tell something about this. You know, the humanity. What exactly is the humanity? Let's the humanity do this end of their existence. So, you know, humanity have a different sides. So I think maybe in this answer it is that they show us that we have to be focused on this bad sides of humanity, right? And we start to think, oh, humanity is the problem. And we start to think because they didn't say the part of the humanity, right? But
no.
it is that humanity that you are thinking, all humanity. But I think this is not right because this is the only the side of, right? So you see, this way, you see the solution. So they give us the solution. And if we will not think, right? If we have no attention, if we are not aware of this, and we will follow. So, so you see, it is important to work on yourself, of course. And if you are aware of yourself and you are self-confident, and I'm not saying that I'm self-confident that to quarreling with another people to argue. No, just is to know yourself, to know your place here, and you know that you are here because you were born here in a purpose, but your soul chose your experience here for a purpose. That this is not that someone is telling that we have too much people on the planet and they have to do something with about it. Yes. So and then you start to thinking, oh, so did I was came here by mistake? No, you don't came here by mistake. So if you know that and someone want to fool you, is telling you the things that is too much people on the world. So when you think in another way, so you see at once that they want to fool you. So just to be aware, I think.
And I think as closing words from me to say you have a lot more power than you might be giving yourself credit for right now. And part of the path of discovering yourself is to realize the power you hold. And that's not just over simple things, it's over your entire life. And there are so many people out there feel that they are powerless, they can't change things, that I'm born into this, I have to continue like this, like that. No, you have the power within you to make a change. And I think the more people realizes that, the more people will eventually lead to maybe better humanity as a result.
Right, right. Because we are thinking with the frames. We got this frame of thinking and we are thinking with the frame. So we have to change the frame or unframe our thinking, I think. This is the better solution.
So if you haven't done so already, make sure to hit subscribe, because we are here to help you change the frame. So if you haven't done so already, hit subscribe and change your frame one little pixel at a time with us both. But until the next time, we will see you at the next episode.
So see you again and please subscribe our channel to listen us more and to get more information from us. I think it will be interesting to go with us with this journey